Hello everybody, my name is Cliffman and welcome to The Letter. Now, this is a visual novel that has gotten pretty popular, especially over mobile. I do believe it's on PC, I may be wrong. However, I was trying to ignore it because, for the record, it didn't look appealing by the pictures, but what do I know? I checked the scores online, it seemed to do pretty good, mainly Badass Hero apparently did a thing on it. And I have not played it or experienced it, so here I am, and I'm about to do it. New game. Alright then. Turn up the volume a little bit. Alright, what we got? Very subtle, this game, huh? Do I tap something? What do I do? Okay, here we go. In Immergard Mansion, it was built for Lord William and Lady Elizabeth Immergard of Luxbourne, humble ambassadors of peace beloved by their people. Both were well known for their compassion and generosity, never failing to extend a helping hand to anybody in need. Under their influence and wealth, what once was a small, sleepy village grew to a prosperous and bustling town. However, the seasons of joy eventually ended when the good nobles perished at the hands of the Great Plague. Their riches and legacy were henceforth passed on their only child, Lady Charlotte Immergrad. The mansion has stood since the 1620s, witness to a very long history of joy and pain. After Lady Charlotte committed suicide, the great house was eventually uninhabited. And that's when it began. Surrounding villagers spoke of it and hearing unearthly things. I cannot talk today. My mouth is dry. Of cries and howls that filled the nights with hearsay of mysterious women running around the hollowed halls aimlessly. People who dared into its walls were simply never heard from again. Even after 400 years, these stories remain, much like the house itself. Whispers about the once great house, its legend and its curse, still fall upon the villagers' ears. In spite of this, the current owners were convinced that those stories were nothing more than a hoax. With little regard to the truth, they had Briar Reality Corporation place the property back on sale. Like Pandora's box, the secrets that lie inside await to be discovered by brave souls. No matter what happens, take care not to be consumed by the curse. Consumed? ... Good luck. Isabella. This is actually kind of pretty looking.
Hello? Isabella? Are you there? Where are you?
A familiar jittery voice comes from the other end.
Oh, hey Rose. I'm at St. Goretti High. What's the matter? What do you mean, what's the matter? It's a mansion, silly. I'm here and you're late. Jeez, we won't shift together. You promised. Oh my god, please don't tell me you forgot. You were planning on leaving me to check this place out on my own, weren't you? You chickened out. Calm down. You know I take my promises seriously. I'd like to believe that. So hurry up and get here. This place is huge. A bit too quiet since no one's lived here since, like, forever, but beautiful nonetheless. Why are you so surprised? This isn't the first time you've been there. I know. I just wish I could live in a place like this. It really takes my breath away. Yeah, well, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Not after the rumors that say it's haunted. Jeez, never mind those rumors. Ghosts aren't real after all. And even if they are, which they are not, they can't do anything. They're nothing but spirits. You don't know that. They might be listening or watching right now, and they might not be happy with you enough to curse you.
Okay.
No offense, sweetie, but that's a bit of a stretch.
I like that.
Believe it or not, it's better to be careful. Right. You know, not every property we sell will end up with a dead body stuffed in a sofa.
That's a long stretch, but...
And I think that mansion is where we'll likely find another one. I can feel it. That was one time, Isabella! Listen up! Wait, just get here ASAP, please. I'm getting bored being here on my own. Fine. Let me just finish up here. I'll be right there soon. Okay, see you. Bye.
She hangs up before I can respond. Rose, still charming as ever.
Who was that? Oh, that? It's just Rose. Rose? The one you said who trained you for your job back when you started?
It even has animations to it. That's actually kind of cool.
You're working together again? Just for this property. We've been scoping out that big mansion down Anselm Village after the renovations. Today is sort of its grand opening to the public. The RC wants to give it one last check before we let potential buyers tour it this afternoon. Oh wait, mansion? That big spooky one you've been telling everyone about? Didn't you keep saying how it just gave you the creeps?
Well, it is just an empty house for
You actually
logical
went
reasons.
there? And you're going back? Well, I did promise Rose I wouldn't ditch her. And besides, a job is a job. Gotta do what you gotta do to make a living.
Then again, there's also the Amityville house up in New York, and, yeah, I wouldn't even go near that one with a 10-foot pole, even if there was no such thing as spirits. Yeah, I'm not going near that house. As soon as those words leave my mouth, Becca lets out a soft chuckle.
What's so funny? Nothing. It's just that I didn't expect you to say that. Coming from you, it sounds so out of character. I mean, no offense, but you've been freaking out about the place being creepy ever since you got assigned to it. Cursed rumors and all. I honestly thought you'd back out. Not all the time. I could really use a huge amount of cash right now, and this is just the fastest way to get it. Plus, listen to this. Briar Realty wants it sold as soon as possible, and the agent who lands the deal is going to get a huge bonus. They never give bonuses like that. Getting that would make life so much easier. They're desperate, I'm desperate, it's perfect.
I like the dialogue. I can't talk. My mouth is dry on the inside. Had a little bit of Fireball. It's actually pretty good. A sympathetic look crosses her face.
You know, if you're really in urgent need of money, you could have just asked me.
I mixed it with Coca-Cola.
Or Ashton. We can always let you borrow, and you can pay us back whenever.
I have to keep myself from groaning out loud. And in years I've known her, I can already tell what to expect once she has that expression.
Becca, I've noticed that you've been living off instant noodles these past few weeks.
Well, I mean, you got a decent job. I mean, the only thing you can buy pretty cheap is instant noodles. Might as well get the chicken, or the beef, or the shrimp. Anyway, they're all good, especially the spicy ones. She crosses her arms and grimaces at the thought. Well, fuck you, man. I mean, you get the money, but... never mind, you're probably some high-paying person. I can't offer any commentary. Thank God there's voice acting. Her voice slightly rises as she begins to scold me. It's just instant noodles. Instantly, I'm reminded that Becca excels as teachers boisterous teenagers.
Stop eating junk. They're cheap, but they're not good for you.
I mean, the soup, it really does. I'm just
You'll definitely end up in the hospital if you keep at it.
I guess. Yeah, you're not my mother. She means well. I'm glad someone's looking out for me, especially with my family living on the other side of the globe, but Becca's bossy attitude can be such a pain at times. Learn your grammar, Mr. Drymouth. She's more overbearing than Mama, and that already says a lot.
You're not my mom. I didn't say I am. Nope, but you're acting like one. You don't need to boss me around all the time.
She gives me a completely unimpressed look. Immediately, I brace myself for another round of reprimands from her.
I'm not bossing you around. I'm just telling you to at least mind what you're eating. Remember what happened last year? You ended up bedridden for 2 weeks after eating something bad, and I ended up having to listen to you cry about how those absences would take a huge chunk out of your paycheck. Do you want that to happen again? No, Mom.
Only a loud, frustrated sigh comes from her while she pinches the bridge of her nose. What? Likely ease the headache starting to form. Okay. I bite my lip just to keep myself from laughing out loud at the image of she makes, expecting her to say more. But when at last she looks up, she's simply carrying a resigned expression on her face. Resigned.
I'm serious. Not my mom, Rebecca.
Okay, can we carry on now?
Maria Isabella Grace.
Sorry. I shut my mouth after that. Please. Although I know she's not really angry, I don't want to push it. 10 minutes. And Angry Becca isn't someone I like to cross paths with in my lifetime. I've seen it happen and it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, I'll stop.
I grumble, but she doesn't seem to care much until giving me a small acknowledging nod.
Good. Look, if you need anything, tell me, and I'll help in any way I can. You don't have to do this alone. Thanks, Becca. I really appreciate it, but you don't need to keep babying me. You've been taking care of me since after I moved here. You have to take a break sometime. And before you ask again, no. You know I'm not a fan of borrowing money. And I'm not going to ask you to give me what you earned hard for yourself. You and your pride. But suit yourself. The offer stays on the table, though.
I'll never respond to her to get her to drop the topic. But I'm pretty certain I will never take that offer. It has nothing to do with pride. Thanks for letting me know that. I've simply seen plenty of times how friendships can turn to the world just because of an unpaid debt. Oh my god, just get to the story. Argue, petty things, feels like a low system to me. We want to lose our friendship, or something trivial. Becca's movements, the way she put it, blah 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 blah.
Well, enough chit-chat. Lunch is ending, and my students will be back any minute. We can catch up later. Good luck with your clients. You better treat us to lunch or something if you get that sale. You bet!
With a small smile. I'm sounding Sean Connery with his dry mouth. She returns to her desk and begins shifting through the pages of a rather thick book. She'll probably be working on next week's lesson plan. Or trying at least. Her eyes are blistered as she doesn't seem too attentive to whatever is on the page. And if she heard my thoughts, Becca starts coughing heavily. Her hand hastily goes over the mouth to stifle the sounds. And this is precisely why I followed her here. For someone who makes a habit of worrying about other people, Becca sure forgets how to take care of herself.
Hey, you sure you can manage on your own? I mean, you're still a bit feverish. Hush, dear. Don't you worry about me. I'll just drink some medicine and I'll be right as rain.
Don't you mean take? How many times have those birds have been, like, flying by in, like, this symmetrical, like, time zone? I level her with a flat look. She has a cold for a couple of days now. Something about the strange weather not agreeing with her lately. And despite my advice, I take the rest of the week off and rest. I found her apartment empty when I dropped by this morning. She even left medicine her doctor's prescribed. And look who's being stubborn now.
You shouldn't even be working right now.
Can we stop?
Seriously, you big baby. I'll be fine. For now, just go to work and stop making that Rose girl wait for you.
I like the dialogue, I like the story, but I would kind of like to get to the other story.
I'll call you if I still feel bad, and you can come pick me up if it makes you feel any better.
I mean, I like Quentin Tarantino type dialogue, but I don't want it, like, stretched out for a whole entire video. I don't want it to be boring. She offers me a reassuring smile, and I could only sigh. Why do we even bother? There is no stopping her once she's decided on something. Oh my god. Yes. Take the medicine.
Alright, but don't forget what the doctor said. Drink this on time. I'll see you later, okay?
Use gleam in her eyes when she shifts back to me. What is it, 15 minutes now? Oh my god.
Look who's playing the mother hen now. Rebecca! Okay. I won't tease anymore. I'll make sure to drink it, Mom.
Touche. With a small wave, I leave her alone in classroom with her thoughts. Zarbucks? That's one way to. What's this? Mrs. Flowers? Sir Antiques? Sleepy Sheep Inn? Sounds like something from Catherine. I hail a passing taxi to take me to a property as soon as I leave the school grounds. The mansion is some ways out of the countryside, but I don't have trouble getting into the dinner directions. Apparently, everybody in Luxor City knows it, including everybody surrounding the place. In fact, just a mention of the name is enough for locals to give you the curious sidelong glances. I learned it the hard way the first time come here, and only boosted my belief that there was something more to the house. Even the sound like Charles Bronson. Even the news of it being renovated and placed back up in the market has caused quite a stir. Thankfully, it died down a few weeks later. The place would become a lot harder to sell otherwise. I avert my eyes from the window once the buildings shrink in the distance. We get a glimpse of the countryside soon, although a quick glance at my watch tells me that we're still a few minutes away from our destination. Might as well get some work done. Yeah, Rose did ask me to review the mansion's documents. I already looked then. Over last night. But you never know when things may go wrong, like horror. Life has ways of messing up things like that. I cannot talk halfway through reading the papers. My phone rings again. I pick it up without looking, neatly tucking it between my ear and shoulder. It's probably just Rose again anyway.
Rose?
It says Ash.
Yes, again.
Ash.
Bingo.
Sure.
Hey, what's up?
Just checking if you're still cool later this evening.
You mean that thing with Zach?
Yeah. He even called in the middle of the night just to remind me.
No, don't worry. I didn't forget. I'll be there.
Cool. I'll see you later. What time do you get off?
Around 6 p.m.? I don't know. It's the first day of the Ermengarde Mansion's open house, and we're expecting quite a number of potential buyers. I'll be booked the whole afternoon.
Will it kind of be like a House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price? Not the remake, I said Vincent Price, so, the William Castle movie. Everyone just appears and he's like,
Ermengarde
guns
Mansion?
and boxes.
You know, the big Jacobean mansion at Anselm Village? I'm on my way there right now, actually.
On your own?
Yeah, well, Rose is already there, but yeah.
I see. Looks like the scaredy cat finally toughened up.
Shut up!
I'll see you later. Drop me a call when you're done. I'll see if I can pick you up.
Whatever. Bye.
Stupid asshole! Always teaching me whatever he sees a chance. I'll show him who's tough. What's this? Oh, okay. It takes a few more minutes until I finally reach the infamous mansion. I have to admit, the entire property does look wonderful from the outside. Yet, despite all this, it does nothing to hide that something is just wrong. The surrounding area is unusually silent, and the only rustling of the leaves can be heard from the occasional breeze passes. I need water, but I don't have any. While Anselm Village is just a few miles away, everybody keeps their distance on purpose. Perhaps out of fear of the horror of falling under the mansion's curse. Somehow it makes me feel sad. The lack of intermediate human presence just makes the place all more eerie than it has any right to be. If it's uncanny in broad daylight, I can't imagine how this place looks at night.
Are you planning to go inside that place, Missy?
Why? Always makes me jump out of my skin. Without completely taking my eyes from the house, I give the driver a confused nod. I beat past his while I wait for him to say more, but his answer is a more non-committal hum. Belatedly, it occurs to me that he's been waiting for my payment. I mentally slap myself for spacing out and promptly handing the fare from the apologetic look. I expected him to leave as soon as I paid, but there was a hesitant expression on him as if something hasn't been said yet.
Is there something wrong?
Look, Missy, I'm sure you've heard what the people are telling everyone about that place. Nobody likes to be disturbed when they're at peace, and I'm pretty sure whatever they say is in their house doesn't want to either. I admit they did a good job fixing it up, but there must have been a reason why even distant relatives of the family who used to own the house never lived in there despite inheriting it. No wonder they wanted to get rid of it.
Maybe they just didn't like it?
You never know.
For some reason, I like that guy. I breathed out a heavy sigh as I approached the house. He seemed to be like, kind of like, hey, well, something happened here, After hearing enough of the rumors, I should have expected the conversation to take the turn, but I'm already here. Backing out is completely out of the question. It's not like I have a choice anyway. You do, actually. If I want to get the bonus and commission one way or another, I have to sell this property. Damn. The door is ajar when I get to it. However, while my own copy of the keys dangle uselessly in my hand, Rose must have left when she arrived. That's weird. We may be the only people here this early, but I've never known her as someone careless. Entering, what greets me inside leaves me gaping. They'd cleaned every corner, waxed the floor, dusted the antiques, searched every nook, cranny, and crevice, and made it spick and span, for all the sake of making the mansion more enticing to the modern-day lords and ladies. But no matter how hard they try, the mansion still looks as soulless as ever. It looks fine, although as though it's going to eat you alive. It might. If you ask me, they should have just listened to what the other people have been telling them and leave this place alone. Some things in this world are better left alone, never to be disturbed ever again.
Rose?
Jack? Oh, we can save? Alright, I guess that's it for now. That was an introduction. That was one hell of an introduction. It has great dialogue. It has pretty damn good voice acting, although is a little, a little over the top at some parts. But when you're a voice actor, I doubt that you're not like active. You're not in the mood, so you're not going to be very natural all the time. However, this is an interesting introduction. I wish I could have gone straight to the horror, but maybe I've just been playing too much Deathmark. No, nobody plays too much Deathmark. Deathmark is an awesome game. If you haven't played that, play the shit out of it. It's amazing. This is very, very interesting, and I'll be doing more videos. However, I just wanted to get... I guess I'm a little too impatient. I just don't want to make a bad video. However, I hope this was entertaining enough, or at least interesting for you to get into the story. I'm into the story already. But let's see if it fares well. If it has good scores online and stuff, it's probably going to be good. And so far, I'm kind of digging it. Actually, I'm digging it a lot because of the dialogue and the story arc. But at the same time, there's a lot of I can see where there's a lot of like useless, drowning of like plot. And this is just the introduction. I don't know yet, but that would be the end of this video. I'll get to this soon, I suppose, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's wait for it to be 24. I hate the number 23. So far, it looks impressive, it sounds impressive, and the story seems to be, not really generic, but, I'll adapt to it. I like visual novels. I like horror stuff, especially if it's within a Japanese region. A game's a game to me, and if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. Bad. It's more like a George Carlin logic. Mouth is damn dry. I gotta give myself some water. Hopefully, next video I get to at least talk. All right, I think that's good for now. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.